What up, y'all? It's Dom, and today we're talking about a piece of tech that has actually changed my life for the better, made me more focused, more creative, and overall more productive, and why you should start using this right now. Let's get into it. The constant barrage of the latest, greatest gear that you must have that these companies are coming out with that are absolutely awesome. I think it's easy to get caught up in the fact that not a lot of this tech actually improves our lives. But today I'm talking about a piece of tech, specifically notes from Apple, that come in all your devices that actually will improve you as a human being. Now, I know what you're saying, Dom, shut up. I've already used notes. I have a note-taking app that I love, or I just like pencil and paper because I'm that cool hipster, which I do too. I always have a journal on me. But let me tell you, the latest iteration from Apple on their Notes app is truly life-changing. Let me get into specifics of why. If you're anything like me, you're a big consumer of information. I love reading books and blogs and podcasts, checking out new YouTube channels and Skillshare classes. I'm constantly consuming, and throughout this consumption of information, I retain very little and I integrate even less into my actual life and behaviors day to day. And that's where it's kind of frustrating because I feel like I'm wasting so much time consuming this information but implementing very little. Enter notes. I'm a big note taker. I've always taken notes dating back to my pre-med classes in college, but I found myself revisiting those notes very little. And in fact, what's the point of taking notes if you don't revisit them and use them to integrate that into your behaviors? The biggest problem that I have with note taking in general, whether it's on apps or paper, is that I shift my focus away from whatever it is I'm into to shift over to take the note. And by the time I come back out of that, I lose my train of thought or my creative flow and my process. And now I'm out of it and I got to get back into it. But now I think Apple has solved this focus problem for me because now instead of having to leave the train of thought or creative process that I'm on, I can stay in whatever I am, and on the Apple or iOS device, I can quickly swipe up from the bottom right and open up a small window. Now this window is referred to as a quick note. Think of it as the old sticky notes that you could throw all over the place on your Apple devices. I used to love those. That's why I'm so excited about quick notes. So this little window opens up and I can now jot down whatever idea I have, and then I can hit done. That window closes out and I'm right back into my focus. Now, if I want to revisit that quick note at any point, I just open up my notes. And under folders, you could see on the top, there is a quick notes folder. Now that quick note is now opened up and I'm right back into that note, and I can really go back to that moment and revisit my notes quickly and easily. But let's take this a step further. Let's say I'm a bride or groom searching for my ideal wedding photographer, and I'm on this beautiful website. This is my good friend BrandonBibbins.com, one of the best wedding photographers I know. And I'm on his site checking out different portraits that he's taken or different weddings that he's shot. And as I'm scrolling through, looking at his work and judging his work, I see, ooh, look at this edit and this pose that this couple's do. I really want that on my wedding day. So I'm gonna take a quick note and I'm gonna open up a note. And in that note, oh, what now pops up? If you look at the top of that quick note, now it says add link with a little plus sign. Now I'm gonna add that link. And now what's created is a live link that you can click on later on, and it's a link back to this direct site, to this page that I'm currently on. Click done and go right back into scrolling on this beautiful website. Now later on, when I am reaching back out to different photographers, or now it is my wedding day, and I think, oh, I did have that pose on that one photographer site that I really liked. Well, hell, you can open up your quick note, you can go to your quick notes right on the top, and boom, now there's a live link. I really liked this pose. I can click that link and it takes me right back to the web page along with the quick note that I was on where I found that page. This is so incredibly powerful if you're doing any type of research like I do on blogs and you have an idea. Now, not only can you jot down that idea or that inspiration that you have, you can save a link and jump right back into that page that you found it. But let's take this a step further. What good are your notes if you're not organized with your notes enough to be able to revisit them, extract the information from them, and implement it? And that was my big problem with notes, whether it was on Notes app, Notability, Evernote, whatever these note-taking, even just a journal, writing a note. I would have 40, 50 notes sitting in a folder, unorganized, not knowing what I was thinking about. It just becomes a big waste of time and actually a stressor. But now with the new organization abilities inside Quick Notes and Notes, let me show you why you don't have to worry about that anymore. First of all, we're gonna go to our Notes app. We're gonna open it up, and under folders, we're gonna start a new folder. Let's say I'm a college student and I'm studying history. So for this, I'm gonna start open new folder. I'm gonna say create new smart folder. I'm gonna name it history. And I'm going to choose a hashtag. I'm going to create a new hashtag, hashtag history. I'm going to click done, and now that smart folder is now open. Now, when I'm doing research for my history paper later on, let's say I'm on Yahoo News, which who uses Yahoo anymore? But let's say I'm on Yahoo News and I find a great article that I find useful. Let's say I'm going to open up a quick note now on that article, and I'm going to write history test, and I'm going to write with the pen hashtag history. And then I'm going to close that quick note out. Let's say you found that quick note, gained some information, you thought it'd be pertinent to the test or the paper that you're writing, close that quick note out, and now you're back to researching. And that speed, that ability to get in and out, jot down information and get out is what I find so valuable about quick notes. Now you're back home, done with the study group, and you want to revisit your notes and really sink in that information. So now you're going to open up quick notes. You're going to see that history test note. And what do you see under the written hashtag history hashtag? You see a solid line. What you want to do is you want to use your finger, press and hold on that hashtag, and up's going to pop up a little thing that says convert to text. Once you click that, now that written hashtag has been converted to text. And what do you know? That note has now been organized into the applicable folder that uses that hashtag. This is super powerful because it now organized your notes for you using smart hashtags. I find this to be super powerful and productive. I specifically can show you an example of how I use it for wedding photography. In my creative process, I like to meet with my couples beforehand, and I like to talk about shot lists or, potential older grandparents that they want to specifically get shots for. I can jot those all down in a quick note. I can have a hashtag for the couple's last name, and then I can make a folder for wedding photography and have hashtags inside of that, all organized quickly, taking notes on the go, and don't have to worry about organization or revisiting those later on. Let's take it a step further. Now that note is organized, I want to show you more productivity hacks inside quick notes that are now available. So I open this quick note, and I'm going to up here tap on these three dots, and you can see this little empty open bubble, and that is a to-do list. Now you can put to-do lists inside your notes, even your quick notes, and you can have your to-do list inside the note. I also find this to be super helpful and super productive for, many different creative uses, but specifically as a photographer, I use this for shot lists. I'm shooting a video or photography session, whatever it is, I like to have shot lists or ideas of mandatory shots that I need. And then on the day of when I'm going through the wedding, I can click off each shot that I've accomplished and achieved. I click off that little to-do list, cha-ching, this makes me feel a little bit tingly inside. And then what I love about it is that accomplished to do drops down to the bottom of the list, so I don't lose it. I know exactly what I have shot already, and then I see what I still have to shoot. This is so amazing and has saved me in so many different ways because now I don't have to jump into a to-do app. I can stay within my workflow. I can stay in the moment, stay focused on my task, and yet still set up different achievements that I have to get done. Super, super powerful. Now, of course, building on integration, what I love about the Apple ecosystem, although it sucks me into this evil genius platform, is it's so seamless. Now, when I'm done writing that note down or studying for this test or whatever it is, the day of my wedding, I'm not gonna bring around an iPad with me while I'm shooting photos, but cha-ching, I have my iPhone in my pocket, and what do you know, every one of your quick notes with those to-do lists and all that information inside that note is now on your iOS device, so I can quickly take out my iPhone mini on the day of my wedding as I'm going through. I have my shot list on hand, I have my to-do list on hand, and I'm clicking off my achievements as you go. Again, super powerful hack. A few more productivity hacks inside notes that you can now do is number one, you could take a photo and scan text directly off paper text. I think this is super powerful for students or professionals or anyone that used to in the past take pictures of things like I would and have my photo roll full of pictures of useless crap and information that I would never revisit. Now inside of a note, if I am cooking, which I'm a horrible cook, and I have recipes or something, I can quickly take a picture of that recipe, extract that text, add it to a note with directions and to-do lists of groceries that I need to purchase at the grocery store. And it's just so integrative and it's so powerful to be able to extract and scan text off it and save it to quick notes. I love that hack. I also use it all the time for productivity. Now, as a creative, many times I'm collaborating with other people or people that work for me, potentially editors or second shooters or what have you. So another thing I love about notes is the ability to share notes and have other people collaborate and add to that note. So many times I use this for second shooters on wedding days. I'll have an open note. I will share that note with my second shooter or my assistant for that day, and they'll be able to see my full shot list and shots that I need to get done. They can potentially add to that shot list or add to shots that they've got for that day. Now, the beauty of share notes are now you can mention the people that you're sharing with. And when I have something specifically for one editor or an assistant for that day, I can, inside of that note, mention them by using the @ symbol and then their name, and then attach a little note inside of that note specifically to them. This feature is not groundbreaking or exclusive to Apple Notes. We've seen it in other note-taking apps in the past, but from what my experience has been, it's a lot easier to add collaborative notes for other creators or second shooters in my case, because most likely they already have an iPhone or an iPad. They already have notes built into their phone, so there's no additional apps that need to be downloaded and then linking of accounts. It's all synced up already, and their shared note can be sent on the fly, and most likely if they have some type of iOS product, the shared note is right in their pocket and ready to be used. Again, ease of use, low learning curve, convenience, and sucked into the ecosystem is what makes this Apple Notes product so revolutionary and useful. One last productivity hack I want to share with you guys is the search abilities inside of Notes. Now, many of you type out your notes, which is great. I've always done that as well, especially with the Magic Keyboard. But I personally love to use the pencil for handwritten notes. I find it faster and just more tangible, more like paper and pen. The problem that I've had with handwritten notes in the past is when I want to search for specific text or notes that I've taken, it's always struggled with finding text handwritten. In fact, it wouldn't search the handwritten text. But that now has changed. Your Apple Notes, you can search handwritten text, and it does a very good job of finding that text in any of your notes. So if you go to search and type in any of your specific quotes, it pulls up all the notes with those texts in it, and I find this to be super helpful and powerful. Yes, there are many different types of note-taking apps on the market. Some of them I actually think are better than the Apple Notes apps. Let me know if you guys want more productivity videos on those. But I will say this, for most people and most creatives, I recommend the Apple Notes apps over anything else because the learning curve is not steep and you can just quickly and easily get started in Apple Notes. It's most intuitive and the user interface is very easy to navigate. And I think that's the key with note-taking is I don't want to spend a lot of time inside a note-taking app and moving things around and learning it. I don't want a whole ecosystem inside of a note-taking app. No, really, I just want to jot down the information and then be able to quickly and easily access that information whenever I want. And that's the beauty of Apple Notes and the integration across platform to any iOS device. So simple, so easy, and yet so powerful. I can truly and honestly say this new Apple Notes and Quick Notes has bettered myself as a human being. I am now a more productive, more focused person, and most importantly, I forget things less because I can now more quickly get into the note, take down information, and then get out. I'm reminding myself all the time to buy flowers for my wife on the way home or pick up this extra grocery for her that she always forgets at the grocery store. All the things in the past that I nonchalantly would just brush over and forget, no longer the case. I'm remembering all those things, I'm staying focused, and I'm checking off a lot of boxes using notes. That's all I got for this video. I hope it was helpful for you. Is this something that you're gonna start integrating into your workflow and your personal life? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If you want more productivity videos like this, hit me with a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos, and I'll get those to you. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.